What advice would you like to give to the young or emerging artist?
So certainly to create more art and I think have a real discipline in that exercise, whether that's perhaps creating a specific space, whether it's a corner of a room, a balcony, or even a shoebox, for example, you pull out every time you create. But to have that sort of entrance in and out of working,
Okay.
whether it's digitally, painting, sculpture, to literally, show up
Yeah, go deeper
and
into
do
it.
that, not be multitasking, be on your, other projects,
Give your full strength
your
and
day
energy
job
to
while you're
it.
quickly sketching, but really show up, commit, do that, and keep doing that. I think the perception or the mystery around artists is, that a lot of famous artists, for example, are these exceptional people with superpowers. They're not. They're all very, very ordinary people. And they all started, I think, in the majority of cases in exactly the same way. But the common thread I've seen and the common characteristic is that they just repeated and kept repeating.
Okay.
And what I found, particularly from having a space or having, a studio, is it makes you accountable. It makes you want to, kind of show up. Whereas if you choose as and when you do it, I think daily becomes weekly then becomes monthly.
Okay.
And
It's
then
like a routine.
it's like a routine. It's
Yeah.
like an exercise. It's like, working out. It's very quickly to come and be fantastic, but it's very, very fast to
Okay.
be replaced. So having that physical reminder of
To follow it strictly.
to follow it through, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've even found that just by having an easel and having a painting there, that doesn't work. You can turn it around or just choose not to look at it. But if you've invested in materials or, you've made this space,
Yes.
um,
So you're doing something
need
for
to be
you.
there.
You should get that feeling like I'm doing something every day. And it has to keep going.
yeah, definitely. But also the fact that you can do it, like I mentioned, it's
The dedication has to be very important.
definitely, and also to not be too affected by, people's opinions. I think they
Right.
tapped on earlier.
I think
Not
you
everyone's
should
going to
have
like your art.
your own opinion.
Yeah, for sure. And in most cases, you're not producing a piece of work to impress anybody or even yourself. You're producing it to then create the next piece and the next piece.
Yes.
And I think, famous artists, you don't see thousands and thousands of pieces of their work. You see handfuls,
Yes.
but they probably produce thousands.
Right.
And I think what you got to do is try and find that style that's going to be known and
Yeah.
will become the handfuls of work.
Yeah, well said.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, it's very hard to articulate because, not everyone has that right. And there's definitely no guidebook for this.
Especially nowadays.
Definitely,
There's no
yeah.
patience for it.
Yeah, and again, detaching from fear,
Yeah.
detaching from
Correct.
what people might, say or
about
think.
it, yeah.
That's key. Otherwise, it can stop you.
Yeah, you can take opinions, but it should not divert your mindset.
True,
Which-
exactly.
yes.
Yeah, I mean, definitely,
Yes.
definitely consideration
Yes.
for what people are looking at is
Right.
key, especially with
Yes.
exhibiting.
Yeah.
But for it to control your discipline
Yeah.
and for it to control your schedule,
I still remember
well.
when I was teaching in school, higher grade students, there was one student, she was very strict about her works. Like when you say to change something, she says, no, I want to do this. I want to do this only. Be
see,
here.
that sounds very familiar.
Yes, yes.
That sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens, but not everybody has that, courage to take
Sure.
such decisions. Yes.
Yeah, I found school very
Yeah.
liberating.
Especially they're very
but-
dependent. Sometimes they're dependent on others' opinions, as you said.
Definitely.
So, this is something which you You need to be like very independent in your own creation, especially that's you. You have to show what's you,
Yeah.
not others.
Well, it's great that you allowed that and you gave her
Yeah.
that freedom.
No, it is. It has to be because, even if we have to certainly teach certain things, when we say this is the topic for today and you're going to do this, say that if the child says, no, ma'am, I have another idea, I can do it in this way. We
Yeah.
give that open stand to the child because we cannot just, it is in old days, like old school.
Yeah.
It was like that. You have to be like, okay, teach this.
Definitely,
teach it.
definitely.
No,
That was
now
my
it's
college
not.
experience, I
Now
was
it
gonna
is
say.
not like that. Now
Yeah.
people has that open opportunity. Students, especially, they are very creative than teachers. You get surprised to see the works that is coming out. In such great ideas. What
I
they
mean,
have.
an
Yeah.
abundance,
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
everyone can broadcast now.
Yes.
There's such a
So
reach,
yes,
and
yes, that's
yeah,
true. Yeah, and a lot
it's
of
great.
visibility they have through social media. They
Mm-hmm.
watch a lot of videos. They read a lot of books. Not only reading. Other than that, they watch a lot of artwork samples. Things. So creativity has grown so higher. So now we can't restrict this students or anybody. They have to be given a little space.
I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
otherwise it will affect their work. Maybe it may stop the student to stop working on art itself. Can change the mindset.
This I agree with,
Yeah.
definitely, if you're absorbing too much,
Yes.
especially.
So
'Cause-
we can't force now. Now
No.
it's not a century. It's very difficult.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the rules have changed, I
Yes,
think.
true.
The goalposts have moved.
What I was coming to the point is like a student, you as an artist also has to say this to yourself, like, I want to do this, okay, and I don't want to do it in other style or other who is advising, because I have seen or heard from different artists. I'm talking from my experience, not like a story, but there are certain artists who came to me and told that this, but somebody has changed my style, somebody is forcing me to change his style, or somebody, what do you say, that they say that no, this is what you have to do,
Yeah.
not this, change it doesn't sell, or the strong recommendations which is misguiding many artists.
This is
So
really
this
true.
is something
Yeah.
which, especially your art, your style, you decide and you have to go through. It's very important, as you said. It's a very, very valid point. Actually, you have to take suggestions, recommendations, see it, even watch things, no issues. But as you, what you feel, that's what your art is. Otherwise, there's always a saturation point.
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is something we need to be, youngsters has to be very careful with. Just to add on to you.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And I think it's relevant for here as well, where, art might...
And many
it's a-
new artists doesn't know about it. They just blindly listen to, as you said, like different opinions.
Or replicate what they're seeing,
yes.
whether it's subliminal or they're literally thinking,
Yeah.
all Arabic text is cool. Let's do that. I think.
See, but I have
think it's
seen there are
important to-
general people. There are some very nice people who are giving very good advices. In this, it doesn't change a person's art, but it changes different other things.
Yes.
The perspective, but not this art that you do. I'm trying to say that because you just told me that you have to tell the young generation that you need to stick on to what you do, improve it, not coming down the ladder. You have to go up to the ladder, climb up.
Definitely, but
Yes.
yeah, I mean, it's subjective whether the art is improving. I
Right.
just think the showing up,
Showing up.
and committing to producing something
It's true.
is so true. And I think that's
That
credit
motivation
to you
is
for-
not there here now. It's very less comparatively. What I have seen is like reducing.
It's
know?
reducing, but yeah, to not
Maybe,
not
yeah.
say back in my day,
Yes,
but
yes.
yeah, I mean,
Comparative.
it's a lot more accessible and a lot less challenging to
Yes.
get out and create art than it used to be. And the materials, I believe,
Yes.
are far superior.
You have a lot of
and
materials.
you have, from digital to
Now accessibility
oil
is
paint.
very high.
The quality is just incredible. Yeah, I mean, we were working with paint. I think on my 9th or 10th birthday, I was given paint. I like literally pulled all my money. Maybe even with a next door neighbor, I think. And we just bought paint. We bought spray paint, car
Yeah.
paint. But thinking back at the quality of it, it was like colored water. It was really, really awful. But we just used it and
Yes.
made
Yeah,
the most
those
of it.
days, those
And-
were our precious things, you know. Yeah.
yeah, but I think
Even I still
the
remember.
tools are there, and that's important. That's
Yeah.
really important.
Even I had experience in my childhood. Not only me, I think in those time generation, most of them would say we used to be encouraged a lot by our parents, especially my parents. My mom, they were very encouraging. She used to keep buying me materials. But when you have a small set of crayons or a pencil box, I have painted even the pencil becomes so small. Still, you never throw it.
Right, okay. You
Used
should
to
see my
paint.
studio.
Yes.
You should see my studio.
So
I have
it
brushes
was-
from like 10 years ago.
Yeah, even
but
the
there's
watercolor.
specific widths.
Even the watercolor
yeah.
pan sets, maybe the white is over. So
Mm-hmm.
you get to buy, you get temptation to buy, but no, you will use the same small box
Yeah.
until it's finished till
Definitely,
the end.
yeah.
So now, but you have a lot of accessibilities for materials. So, a lot of more exploration of
Definitely, and
mediums
more here in
things.
the
Yeah.
UAE than ever before.
And a lot
Yeah.
of things are accessible very easily.
Definitely.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed here, and I've really appreciated going back to experience in Dubai, is just how fast things are. And shout out to, guys and people I've met that run very good art shops here. But can we do shout outs?
Yes,
So-
you can.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
okay,
there's a place called Art Corner that I was, introduced to a few months ago, and the way the owner works with artists, and the whole thing of like, hey, I need this, but I need a canvas now, and can you put it in a frame? I'm really sorry. I probably shouldn't be advertising that urgency, but just how quickly,
Quickly,
he
things are
gets
very
it or
fast.
they get it, and 3 hours later in your home you've got a canvas floating in a frame, and I'd be like, I forgot I wanted a 4 centimeter frame, but I've ordered a 2 centimeter canvas, but he's got it, and he's just floated it, and it's turned up.
That's-
Everything's white, and I'm just ready, and I've never lived anywhere in
That's
my
so
life
fast
like that.
now.
It's fast, and I think it's worth,
Right.
kind of going with, taking advantage of.
Yes.
Because
You have it in front.
yeah, I mean,
So why
the
not?
pain of what,
Yeah.
living in Spain where
That's
my
a
studio
service.
was, having to go and frame, and then something would be wrong, and then it didn't fit, and then it wouldn't hang, and, and that was
Hmm.
with some really top quality outlets as well. But I just think the quality,
It's
the
good
speed, and
to
the
share.
precision here in Dubai just encourages people to make more art,
Yes.
and it's certainly helped me.
The
Yeah.
word fast.
Fast
That is
is-
more prominent here now for everything. For
Yeah,
every
the
reason.
pace is
Yeah.
quick, definitely.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's a good thing, because I think there's a hybrid type of art
Yes.
that is evolved worldwide, and because of the way people decorate their homes or Airbnbs, there's been this churn out of
Okay.
very fast food art.
It is important. It is
But
important, and also
I do think that separates real art. All I was going to say is I do think that fast electronic art that's everywhere.
Digital.
I think that's really ultimately giving more value to
Okay.
hand painted art and artists that stick with craft and stick with producing something.
because traditional is what mainly people would love to go for.
Yeah,
So,
but thinking about
Digital
AI and
is
thinking
all-
about the obvious way the world is going,
Yeah.
in most cases for good reasons, I do think everyone should believe that what we create with our hands will still be highly relevant, if not more so,
yeah.
later.
More digital artists may
Encourage.
survive, but
Yeah.
but the traditional will still survive.
It will hopefully be more valued.
Yes, more valued.
Hopefully for
Yes.
everyone's sake. I'm not
Right,
talking from
right.
my point of view, but
Okay.
yeah.
So that was a good conversation, Phil. It
Yeah.
was wonderful to
Put the
know
world to rights.
Yeah, so I think we are going to wind up today. If you are an artist or a curator or a creative or anyone who promotes art and culture, please do contact us. We are here to support you with the voices to share across the globe. This is Jesno Jackson, Art4you podcast, signing off one story at a time. Thank you.